Well, the challenges of implementing mechanical harvesting are number one is basically the preparation of the field at this point in time. So most of the fields are not prepared for mechanical harvesting, even the cultural practices, the planting and everything. That's basically. Secondly, you have of course the psychological and the other technical constraints that people think about chop cane, which they say they will have some losses on sugar and the knife to knife issue. So, and of course, because now you're replacing manual labor with with mechanical processes. So you actually have that constraint on the side. So Well, of course, one of the biggest challenges is, of course, the cost that is involved. While you will have a replacement cost, basically, in terms of expense of harvesting, it can really just, but the initial investment cost, depending on where it's going to come from, is the hurdle that is.
I'm John Vic Sison. I'm handling the planter services for the Pampanga Mill Sweet Crystals Integrated Sugar Mill. Um, what I can say is that for the past 4 years at least, it has grown steadily more difficult to get manual tabaseros, the cane cutters. So um, the problem culminated about 2 years ago, especially when Typhoon Yolanda came, when we had a drastic shortage of tabaseros. We thought that after Yolanda, 1 year afterwards, it would get better, but strangely enough, it has gotten even worse, and we're seeing more and more labor go to construction or the malls or other services that are competing with the, the cane cutting services. So we are really, whether we like it or not, we're really forced to go into mechanical harvesting. And especially this year, we're going into mechanical harvesting in a much bigger way. We've been experimenting with it on and off for the past few years, but the writing is clear. It's now an absolute necessity to focus on mechanical to at least supplement the manual harvesting task. One of the key advantages to using mechanical harvesters is unlike with tabaseros, where you're dealing with so many different characters for handling 3 or 4 or 5 tabasero groups. With one mechanical harvester, that's equivalent to at least 15 or maybe 17 groups. That's about 170, 200 people. Uh, and you're only dealing with one owner, contractor of the harvester versus probably a large number of small contractors for the tabaseros. And when you put out money to get tabaseros, you're not guaranteed that you're going to get those tabaseros for the money that you put out.
If you're using a mechanical harvester, you harvest about 10 to 15 hectares a week. So your management will be easier to, you may be easier to move to cultivate 15 hectares immediately than have to wait for another 2 weeks or three weeks to have it already for you to cultivate and everything. Especially in ratoons, if you cut it at the same time, the advantage is your field will grow together. You, unlike in manual cutting where you have so many batches of people, it will take time to for it to. I mean, you know, wait. You have to wait for the whole field to be finished before you can start cultivating or for your ratoons.
Ang manual, maraming na naiwan na madamo gid sang tubo nga nabilin kay ti ginapadamihan ko pa na to pagtapos ko tutod padamihan ko pa pila ka trailer pa na ang mapakwa ko nga ano nga tubo ti mga estimate akon mga estimate mga 5 tons per hectare gid siguro ko sang last namon nga nag-ilis kami ng kontraktor pag sa harvester man kaunti lang gid ang naiwan. Ako naobserbahan naman sa pagtapos ng tapas sa tawo kag sa harvester. Ang ako nakita, mas mabilis magtubo ang sa harvester kasi tungod nga hindi ka na ya mag stable sieve o magtaguptop. Ti tuloy to sige-sige ang iya pagtubo. Kung sa manual naman niya may marami ka pa nga lagbas ang tuod, taguptupan mo pa, nang dilid ka na. Gusto sa mga farm staff namon kag ni Sherman, nakita namon nga kung mag-harvester kaya mas wala ka problema. Ti daw nami ang tulog mo. Ti pagtulog mo, pagbugtaw mo daw makayuhom kag isang mayo.
Ang advantage ng ng chop canes yung regarding sa sa power savings malaki i-compare natin sa whole stock kasi yung sa amin dito sa mill namin meron kaming tatlong what they call this dalawang key knives at saka isang unicreator papunta doon sa mill namin kung chop cane na kami hindi masyado ang amin ang wear ng aming key knives mabawasan. Tapos mag-add yun ng mataas ang resulta ng amin ng preparation index at the same time yung extraction.
So we need to mill the chop canes within the 24-hour period from the field going to the mill and to our process. So we can get an excellent recovery. Then by milling a chop canes, it can help our cane preparation index to increase slightly.
Bali kung mag-list ang aming consumption sa power with regard sa amin mga equipment sa cane preparation, ang mangyari doon mapupunta yung mag-list ang makuha ng ang equipment bali ang aming power export ma-add on yun, madagdagan ang power export namin.